If you are blissfully unaware, I have been building my very own custom theme park in Planet Coaster 2. Pretty much making my dream roller coasters and just dream themes, I guess. And so far, we have completed an entire Greek-themed area with a big roller coaster, a family roller coaster, and a few flat rides that are still yet to be POV'd and named, and I'll be doing that in this video. And we have also started a brand new Viking-themed area, which is now pretty much finished. So in this episode, I will be finishing that area and going through and naming the different rides, showing you everything I've done, and even talking about the future of the area and the park, which I do need your help for. So please watch till the end and subscribe if you aren't already. We're on the run to 100,000 subscribers now, which is just insane. So if you want to help towards that goal, it'd be greatly appreciated. Hello and welcome back to episode 5 of the custom theme park in Planet Coaster 2 series. I still need to give this park a name at some point. Maybe next episode. Either way, welcome back. We are here building the Viking themed area, and it's been a little bit of a gap since the last episode. I think the last episode was almost 2 weeks ago now, which my plan is mainly to get one of these videos out every week or so. So I haven't succeeded, as per usual. I'm not very consistent when it comes to videos. But the main reason for that is if you've been watching my other videos where I just talk about theme parks in general, or the Planet Coaster 2 ones that aren't this park series, if you've been watching them, you'll know I've not been very well recently, and also just been too busy. So I haven't had a max amount of time to build on this park, and I don't want to rush things in this park because obviously I'm taking good care with all the theming, the rides. I want to do it properly, don't want to rush it, so that's why there's been a bit of a delay. But we're so back. We are here for another episode, and as you can see, we're building the queue line for the B&M inverted coaster. I also built the station as well. The station is very sort of basic at first, but when I show you later on, it is a lot more detail now, along with the whole area in general. So if you missed the last episode, you probably need to go and watch it so you can actually know what's going on. But I did say I was going to make this area a very mountainous Viking theme, so not just like these buildings everywhere and oh look, there's some Viking gods. Not just that. Wanted to make it a lot like, like How to Train Your Dragon style, where it's just very up in the mountains, very high up. And I wanted to just make it a bit different to most Viking areas you see in this game and just in general. So you've seen already, I've done a load of rock work around. There's one section in specific that was very inspired from Taron. Actually, quite a few sections. And the whole queue line by the end of this, when we walk through it to POV the ride. I'll be giving you a POV in this episode. I'm sorry it's taken so long. But when we actually go on it, you'll see how sort of rocky and terrain-based this coaster actually is. But as much as I talked about all the mountains and the lack of buildings, we're building some buildings here. Obviously, not going to overrun it with these buildings throughout the entire area, but I thought it'd be a nice little village section as you walk in with some crates and barrels around, and then you walk down towards all of the terrain, rocky area underneath. Because genuinely, there have been times I've been watching this coaster go round and I don't even know where it's going because it goes underground into tunnels and stuff, and I really wanted that to be what is going on with the guests? What the hell? I think that was some sort of update thing. I can't remember that happening, so that just really caught me off guard. Sorry about that. But as you can see, I am now doing some theming work on the sort of, out and back part of the ride's layout. Of course, it starts off with that big lift hill going down that really steep drop, actually. I didn't realise how steep it was until I looked back at it after the video. And then, obviously, you go into that Immelman right there, which I feel is quite a nice way of sort of bringing it out of the area a little bit and then bringing it back in. But obviously we don't want to take it out fully, so we're doing some rock work here, making it again mountainous. I've used that word way too many bloody times. But adding a waterfall as if the massive river from above is sort of flowing into that. I know it probably would flood, but this game isn't real, so it's fine. I'll deal with that. But yeah, as I said, the update, I did talk about that in my Ride to Happiness recreation video, but if you're not watching any of the recreation stuff, which you should if you haven't already, by the way, then obviously my thoughts on the update, very much happy with all the different fixes. There's very much things that were really annoying before that they have gone back on and changed to be a lot better, such as the weather. I'm no longer going to be sat in rainy England I guess this is in, because it used to rain and you couldn't control the weather. Now you can. Certain things such as multi-select not working properly and just other things in general, great fixes. They then just decided to release a DLC with it, which probably not the best idea, but at the same time, it had the Max Spinner in it and the Vekoma family launch coaster, so I'm happy with them, and they will be making a debut in this park at some point in the future. But talking of new rides, we need to talk about this area in general. So, of course, I'm not going to build the ride just yet, but I will get to it literally in a minute, I think. The area in general has the B&M invert. It also has the hammer swing ride, which so many of you suggested the same name for, and I'll go through the names later on, but you could probably guess what it is if you know from what I've just said. Yeah, either way, we needed another flat ride in my opinion. So first of all, I placed down a gyro swing and I thought it looks really tall and it just swings again, so maybe that's not the right thing for this area. So instead I put some teacups in. Now at first, teacups look completely out of place. They are actual teacups in the game. They're not unthemed. So literally right now they look incredibly out of place. But we're going to make them Viking themed. We're going to add some barrels and some like rope teacup things and just make it a lot better. Also, for some reason the game kept glitching and occasionally the pathways would make this black little triangle that would just go into the underworld. Don't know what that was about. But as you can see, linking the pathway up to the outside of the teacups. There you go, it just did it right there. What? This game! But linking that up with a staircase and also a ramp to the side, and then we start the queue line for this teacups ride. But obviously, you will see me do all of the theming in just a moment after I've placed down this queue line. And I'm not going to leave all the pathways, and obviously I need to do the transfer track for the ride and stuff. You'll see all of that soon. But as the ride lineup in this area goes, we have the hammer swing, which is obviously the S&S Scream and Swing. We have a B&M invert, so both pretty thrilling rides, and a teacups ride, a family ride. And at that point, I was thinking of leaving it there for the rides in this area, because obviously I have announced I am going to be making a Viking themed water park in that back corner behind the invert. It's going to be a long project. It's going to be huge, so that's going to be fun. But no, because of the Viking water park, I didn't want to make a huge Viking themed area. But the amount of you guys in the comments that have been suggesting to make a log flume or a water ride or some sort of like dark ride, maybe a bit like Valhalla, I guess, or Chapas, something like that, it's been suggested a lot. So I don't know if you want to see that in this area. Maybe next episode we fully finish the Viking themed area by putting a water ride in, or a dark ride maybe. So if you have any suggestions for what you want to see in an extended sort of edition of the Viking themed area, leave it in the comments below. But as you can see, the teacups are coming along nicely, using some barrels around it, using the attached scenery sort of, I don't know, tool in this game, which is fantastic. This is my first ever time properly attaching scenery to a flat ride, because we did the sort of drop down water splash one, but I literally just added like a trident to the back of it, and that was pretty much it. So this is a proper go at it, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm really happy with how it turned out, actually. And I have actually said to myself, personally speaking, this might be my favourite thing I've made in the park so far. And I know I say that to absolutely everything I make, but I think I might be serious with this one. I'm just really happy with how it turned out in the end. But you'll see all of that in real time, because half this episode is literally going to be all real time. If you don't know what real time is and you're new here, of course, we go into the park after I build everything and just show you everything in real time. Good explanation, that. But we usually spend 90% of the video in time-lapse, like you're seeing here, and then spend like a few minutes at the end looking through what I've done. But literally, we have to look at all of the Viking area, so that's going to take a while in itself. And, of course, I promised you last time that I'd show you this time. We are going to go back to the Greek area and have a look at the family coaster, fully complete, with a POV. And I'm also going to give it a name along with the magic carpet and another ride that I've made. You guys don't actually know about that smaller ride I made, and I'm going to name it myself because I don't really... There's no point in asking for a name for it because it is that small of a ride. You will see. But yeah, so we need to go back, POV that, see all of that as well, and obviously see all of the Viking themed area. But you can see the teacups, the barrel cups, the barrels Very Marauders Mayhem-esque. I like it. Should we just go in real time? Yes, we are back at the front entrance of the park. You got Talos going in the background right there, and Poseidon right at the top of its drop. Is he going to go? Who cares? We know what it does. As you can see, we're at the entrance. Looks a lot brighter than usual. Oh wait, that's because I control the weather now. But yeah, as we walk in, as you can see, the view is getting there slowly, of course. There is still a lot to do in this direction because the whole park needs to be built. But the Viking-themed area off in the distance looks like it fits in place. And obviously, so does the Greek area too. One quick update I just want to show you over here. Outside Talos, you can now go to the gift shop. None of these assets are actually mine. I just thought it looked better than a seating area. I'll put everyone who made these like t-shirts and stuff in the description. Thumbs up. And now we actually arrive over at our first ride with a brand new name. Vrochos? How do I pronounce that? Either way, that name was suggested by the official Smudgy, so thank you very much for that name suggestion. And I really like the name. I mean, apparently it means loop in Greek, which I think, considering it just goes round in a loop, works pretty well. And also, if we are pronouncing it as just Vrochos or Vrochos, I do quite like that name. And I've stuck it on the front of the actual ride, and obviously the main entrance too. Don't need to POV that one, we know what it does. Over here, behind this little building, you can actually see a new ride that has entered the area called Helios, and I've actually called it that myself. That was my own idea. I'm so good at names. And it's this little whirly rig thing that has loads of clouds and a sun in the middle. Very, very simple concept and a very simple ride. But I thought we needed a kids ride that's not as thrilling as the magic carpet. So I think this does. And of course, right on the back end of the Greek area is the sort of extended Greek area that you guys wanted to see me make. And it includes this family multi-dimension coaster called Artemis. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And that name was suggested by Kia123. And the name Artemis literally means the goddess of the hunt. So the sort of idea that Kia had, and also I guess a little bit of my own inspiration, is that as the rider, you are on a hunt with the goddess Artemis, and you sort of trail through all these different landscapes and the sort of palm trees and everything, and end up in this building here where you sort of uncover an artifact and a little bit goes wrong, and then you end up down in like some statue room and then just more statues. But why am I talking to you about it? Let me show you on ride. We're in the station, got a nice little rose bush type thing to the right of us, and here we go, a slight launch out of the station there, quite nice, and around a nice little helix. Gonna have a waterfall on our left, love that. And I'm saying love that as if I didn't make it. What am I on about? We ascend up the lift hill, the first lift hill of quite a few, or quite a few launches, I guess. And here we go. And it's very sort of terrain-based. Well, I guess not terrain-based, but landscaping-wise. There's a lot of palm trees and rocks around, and a lot of water. Little airtime hill there. First bit's quite slow, and then we reach the little temple here. As you can see, we've sort of started our hunt and we've made our way into this building, and there's a shield that cracks. Whoa! Who's this fella? Whoa! And then we go backwards out that building, twisting round. Love that little interaction with Talos there, if you time it right. And then we go up into a little switch track area. I did something here, but you won't be able to see it on... Well, you actually can see it on ride. All of the statues actually twist to face towards you, and then you launch off. Thought that'd be quite cool. Because you're still on this hunt, technically. And you've disturbed something within that temple that you went into. That pop of airtime is insane. And a little twist towards the end. And into the break room. And as you can see from the last episode, I've themed all of this area up as well. I'm really happy with how that turned out, actually. A lot happier than many other family coasters I've built in this game. And I hope it was worth the wait for you to watch that. But now, let's head into the Viking-themed area of Storstheim, which is a name suggested by Bobberino. What a name. And as you can see, we have the entrance sign right up there, Storstheim. There you go. Reminds me a lot of Klugheim. But yeah, I'm really happy with that name. He's happy with it too, apparently. But as we walk in, we then enter that area. As you can see, got this massive building off to the left. Loads of like Viking boats in front of us, some rock work to the left and right. Nice little eatery with an outdoor seating area. Tempted to make a little sort of upstairs like balcony with that building, or maybe an indoor seating area inside this building. So if you want to see that, then let me know. And on our right, we have Mjolnir. Again, probably butchered that pronunciation, but as you can see, lovely entrance sign. Really happy with how that turned out. And there wasn't one person that suggested this. There was so many. You had Invictable, House Rutter, Gaffy Goober, RC Guy, BB Wait, Hudson, JH, Spidey Brawl Stars, just to name a few. All suggested this name because, of course, it's called the hammer swing in the game. And Mjolnir, or Mjolnir, that is literally Thor's hammer, and Thor is a god in sort of the Viking and Norse mythology. So I think it's literally fit for purpose. And then as you can see, we've got some Viking longboats in the water down there. And then we have the massive B&M invert off in the background. I'm excited for you to see this one because we walk up here even, and as you can see, you got some really nice like near misses with the sort of pathway and the rock work. Got the Immelman there. The clearance on that is fine, by the way. It doesn't look like it. It is, I promise you. And we even have the vertical loop going over the pathway. Very much inspired from Black Mamba at Phantasialand, like completely inspired from that. But yeah, also with this area, I really wanted to make some elevation. As you can see, you can got some stairs and look around right here. Whoa, where's the coaster? It's going around. There you go. And it'll go over that Immelman in a second. But I really wanted some like viewpoints and stuff. So even if this is a tiny little seating area, if you manage to sit up here, then epic. Well done. Going under the loop now, as it goes under there, we then make our way to this sort of rocky area here. Nice little view, bit going under and over some bridges. This way as well, more seating, a nice little windmill. Really happy with how this all turned out. Some more views of the coaster down there. And a pathway going this way. This will lead to another sort of entrance to the Viking area. And actually will lead to another area in the park. So stay tuned for that in the future. Got some more buildings to the left and right. And then we have the name of this coaster. Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie was suggested by two people. There may have been more, but Euro Coasters and UK Theme Park Lover. So thank you very much for that suggestion and all of the ones today. They've all been great. And I thought Valkyrie really suited the sort of size and scale of this ride. I really liked that name. So yeah, quite a nice little entrance sign there. And should we go into the queue? Do you want to come with me, sir? So let's enter through here. Very sort of, you know, like your basic Viking buildings. Got some like barrels and boxes around and stuff like that. Got loads of these viewpoints from the actual queue. There's a corkscrew towards the end of the ride, and the first turn on the ride as well. Down here as well, you continue down into the pits of the ride, and as you can see, like it just keeps on going downwards. Like you just go down here. There's loads of netting above you just to make sure no loose articles fall out. Got like the corkscrews there. This turn that comes really close to the pathway and goes down all the way into that tunnel. Like you just don't know where it goes. It's mental. Got a few more views of the coaster right there, and then you continue on, go over a little bridge over the ride. It's a shame it's not actually going. Oh, there we go. It even comes down here, does a helix, comes up into the brake run, and you come down here. More cattle pen. Who loves a cattle pen? Not me. As we come nearer to the station, and I guess there's the lift hill. Let's head on for a ride. I'm going to go in that train because it's halfway up the lift. And here we go then, going over the top of the lift into that extremely steep drop that a lot of you commented about. Down we go into a nice little ravine there with some waterfalls. Into that Immelman. Quite fast paced on that actually. Then the 0G roll. That took so long to profile. I'm actually really happy with how that came out in the end. Nice turnaround. I feel like I'm lagging already, which isn't a good sign. We built two areas. Corkscrew, round, lovely airtime hill there. I love that bit. Into some smoke. The Immelman. This is the first time I've properly seen this on ride as well. Vertical loop. The cavern underneath that is huge. I might need to sort that out. Round there. Down into another ravine. Into a tunnel. Wow. You really feel like your feet are going to crack against the rock. A double corkscrew. Wow. And then a little bit misty here. Into the brake run. Yeah, I wanted to get that Nemesis feeling, but at the same time wanted like the Osiris feeling, because obviously Osiris is quite a tall BNM invert, but Nemesis is quite low to the ground. So I wanted to do like a combo of the two. I genuinely couldn't be happy with how it turned out. And then yeah, you exit the ride, Valkyrie photos right there. Got the transfer track here, and of course the shop over here as well. Again, not my assets, I'll link them in the description. But obviously, as much as I do say that that is my favorite thing I've made, this is my favorite flat ride in the park, or non-coaster I think, because I'm really happy with how it looks, especially in the area. Here you are, here is the Viking teacups ride, which doesn't have a name. So if you want to suggest a name for this ride, please do. Obviously, it's very sort of, I don't know, it's just a lot of banners and shields around, and of course, when you look at that ride inside, I'm just really happy with the lighting and just how it looks, and the sort of way it's like a circular building, and just like the fences around. Obviously, got the op cabin as well. I'm just really happy with it, and obviously the individual teacup ride cars. Really happy with this. That's all I've said this episode. Happy, 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 happy. You know what? I'm sad now. But yeah, so that is the Viking area so far. In the back corner, of course, massive Viking-themed water park coming soon. And originally, as I said in the time-lapse, I was thinking that this could be the whole Viking area because of how big that water park's going to be. But with the amount of you guys suggesting, you know, a log flume or maybe some sort of water dark ride, I don't know, I think I'm going to have to extend this out. And we're probably going to have one more episode building the Viking-themed area. So yeah, let me know what you want to see. I'll probably build it in this area here, so all I can think of right now is a log flume drop, like sort of the view from that area and it turning around back into the station or something. I could just imagine that just from that little curve on the path. But I don't know if you could think of anything to go over here maybe, to be part of the Viking area still, or maybe another flat ride. Who knows? Only you do. Well, I could as well, but I like giving you guys the chance to suggest things. Please be sure to let me know in the comments what you want to see, and also give me a name for that teacups ride, because I'm sure you guys will think of some amazing names once again. I appreciate you watching very much so, and I'd appreciate it a lot if you could subscribe if you're not already. Many thanks for watching.